I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Everybody seen today's agenda? Any comments or corrections?
No.
Hearing none, agenda will stand as written. Reading of the minutes.
August 26th, 2025, the Board of Supervisors met at 9 a.m. with Dave Mulbauer, Chair presiding. Members present: Schultz, Dozark, Mulbauer, Hayden, and Rossberg. Minutes of the previous meeting were read and approved. On motion, the board recognized claims for the Public Health Department and approved claims for all other departments. The board approved the resignation of Riley Lincoln Holker and Drake Rono, seasonal park attendants, Terry Lally and Noah Hillpiper, seasonal, Cambry and Tana Peterson, seasonal naturalist interns, Violet Christensen, seasonal Dow House tour guide, Conservation Department. The board approved the hiring of Mariah Hicks, PRN dental hygienist, public health. A motion was made by Dozark, seconded by Rossberg, to approve the following resolution: 2025-33, resolution certifying taxes payable. Voting aye: Schultz, Dozark, Mulbauer, Hayden, and Rossberg. Motion passed unanimously. A motion was made by Hayden, seconded by Dozark, to approve the reimbursements for Rachel Burns to attend Donate Life conference. Motion passed unanimously. A motion was made by Schultz, seconded by Rossberg, to approve the letter of recommendation for Region 12 HOG. Motion passed unanimously. A motion was made by Hayden, seconded by Dozark, to approve the tax abatement for 3160 193rd Street. Adam Reese, new ag shop. Motion passed unanimously. Motion was made by Schultz, seconded by Dozark, to remove Medicine Jacob, zoning administrator, effective immediately. Motion passed unanimously. On motion, duly seconded, the board adjourned at 10:35 a.m. Agendas for the next meeting are posted and available at the courthouse on Friday, 4:30 p.m. preceding the next meeting.
Any corrections or comments about the minutes? Hearing none, minutes will be approved.
Sorry.
Supervisor reports. Kyle.
Not a lot, was spent some time in the greater Dallas Fort Worth area over the last week, and it's a small world when you run into some local venison people when you're in Texas Ranger Stadium. Well, that's what they call it, but
Oh, yes, I have your picture. That was hilarious.
yeah, but, I think we got infrastructure problems here, man. Like 8 million people there, and they're all on the road at the same time, so trying to plan on that on a daily basis. But I am so glad we live here. It drives me nuts.
Imagine having a Cowboys game and a Rangers game on the same day.
But,
You could throw a rock from one place to the other.
wow. But anyway, I did receive a phone call this morning asking if we would be willing and wanting to tour the wellness center next Tuesday after their meeting. Kind of a pre-tour, the board. So,
When is your tour set up?
Well, we're just invited. It's in October. It's just it's public. If I say public, meaning they're inviting everyone that's donated money for a tour. Certainly the board of supervisors qualify for that. But, you know, it'd be no different. I don't know if this is an individual tour or is there other,
as a board, yeah, as a board.
I mean,
Like that?
I enjoy that more.
Yep. Who's gonna lead the tour?
Like KR is the one that called me, so I don't know if he's gonna lead it or we just asked him
Okay.
to ask about it. But, yeah,
I think that'd be great.
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
I
know
look
what our
forward to it.
agenda looks like, but
So they're flexible on the time?
I think it'd probably be
What day?
next Tuesday. They only dictate on what our agenda looks.
About 11.
Yeah. That would work, I think
That'd be great. That's what I was hoping for. Have a private tour.
see some of it work, yeah.
Nothing says we can't do the place.
Yeah. Yep. And I did receive a road complaint Sunday about how the road was impassable. We called Ben and it's now close to Bentonville, but I drove it yesterday and I sent gentleman that contacted Gene and Ty about it.
Yeah.
The road wasn't that bad at all. I don't,
When they,
193rd. I mean, it's had a little washboard. I don't know. I drove gravels from my house all the way down there. It was probably one of the, wasn't any different than the rest of my, I think our crews are doing what they can, and it's not. Wasn't impassable, that's what I'm trying to say.
he just said that he was fishtailing because it was so rough. He called. Then I called Ben about it and I said, Ben, I just told him I'm more worried about kids than an adult driving on it. You know, if you got some kid with school permit going to the school there, I don't know what grade they stop at there in Dow City.
That's elementary.
What's-
I don't know if
Is
they.
it junior higher?
I don't know
That's
if they
just
go
a
to.
No,
Okay, then
I
you
think
wouldn't
junior
have
high's
that.
in Dunlap.
I think you're right.
But anyway, the guy called me back after Ben sent a motor grader out there, so that's the smoothest it's ever been.
Oh, that's good.
Good deal.
I missed Dow City Fall, like I said, about spring.
Yeah. That,
This maybe.
I drove it all the way down to the Shelby County line and actually got in Shelby County when the road got rougher, so. I was happy with our road.
I don't, it's been my experience that we aren't usually the roughest roads out there. I think our motor graders do a pretty good job. Weather kind of messes with them. I mean, they had that stretch there where they had to go out and fix the roads that got washed out, you know, and took them off their normal routes.
Yeah.
Different year again, you know, we had a lot of rain compared to.
And then the year that it isn't all that rain, then it's so dang dry, you can't cut it. Scarator even gets a little scary. You just got washed.
But-
two ways.
Nevertheless, the concern is a concern, so. You know, we still have to take them for what they're worth and. Check it out and. Still, people don't hesitate to call if they're concerned, so.
No,
Well, we can't drive every gravel road and, you know, they let us know and we follow up and try to do what we can. That's part of our job, state people are county,
I
so.
wish we could have every road paved, but.
Would that be
an
very-
Expensive, the taxpayer wouldn't be able to still. And I think what other counties have found that have a lot of paved roads, that's not the answer either, because they can't afford to maintain them.
after they start wearing out.
But I think, well, all in all, we do, our crews do pretty darn good, but what they have. That's really all I have for, other than what we went through with, on the agenda for later with the hiring.
I didn't have anything, Dave. I yield my time.
It's simple. I did have an ISAC
Is it
ID.
that simple?
Right.
Yes.
Take note. Oh, just kidding.
Yeah.
Just
We can
scared
call
me.
Ben. We can
I'll
call,
have to talk a lot.
we can call Ben up early.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
No, you're fine,
Sorry.
you're fine. I did have an ISAC. We had a legal counsel committee meeting. We went over 3 cases. One, we're gonna join with the League of Cities on a, they called it both ways, the amicus brief, and then they called it a amicus brief. But anyways,
That's how Latin you are that day.
right. And then we did talk quite a bit about the Story Shelby for Summit on that. And there's appetite for ISAC to help facilitate in that. They talked about, like, we already know the 25,000, and I think a lot of counties will get on board, even if it doesn't affect their county, just because it deals more with home rule than it does with the pipeline. So we will go forward
It's
with
always been
that.
our board's biggest concern, though, don't you think, is how this could affect the home rule and our ability to ordinance
Right.
industry and in this, in any manner possible, whether it's, you know, economic or, you know, zoning for specific regions or
And it sounds like it'd be one brief
safety.
representing all the counties rather than each county having separate briefs. I'm happy to see that ISAC's gonna get behind that with their resources to help in any filings and kind of navigate through this.
So they will do it on the behalf, because it sounded to me when I was sitting in the meeting that Story and Shelby and the others that are engaged currently in lawsuits are going to find their own amicus. But they wanted the rest of the counties, or they hoped that the rest of the counties would join in on a separate brief.
Right. And it'll still be through others that are
Yeah.
ours, Cooney.
Well, who was the guy that did that report? You know, he zoomed in on when that first was all going on.
Well, he's with, Thomas, he's with the Allers and
Is he
You
with them?
talking Tim Whipple?
Tim Whitler, yeah.
There we go, yep.
Yeah, so he'll be kind of spearheading it here and getting the amicus is put together to get to the legal team out in DC that will actually present it to the court.
The way I'm hearing it, there'll be 3 separate ones, one from Story, one from Shelby, and one from the rest of the.
I almost
I
think
don't know
Story
about
and
that. I
Shelby
think they're all together.
It'd be together,
I
okay,
think all the ones that are in the
Everybody else.
lawsuit.
okay.
But they want like 5 to 6 of them from different entities in the state.
I think there'll be more than that.
I do too.
I would hope it'd be more than.
Especially considered, because I also have been told that the state level, some officials have interest. That's all I know.
And we even talked, Wade Weiss brought it up as far as we do have some funds for legal things where I said couldn't help out with that 25,000, or it could come out of possibly supervisors affiliate, or, you know, there's some ways to talk about that and make sure that we get it to happen, because it is very important with home rule and where we stand.
Sure.
And
something we need to take official action on as a board to opt in on this, or?
I don't think at this time yet, but there will be a time when we probably,
Yeah, I think we need to, our thing is if there's 5 counties, that's $5,000 each. If there's 10 counties, it just got cheaper, and if there's 20 counties, it got cheaper yet. So I mean,
and if the all 99, it's like $260.
yeah,
So when you say ISAC resources, it was ISAC, you said.
Legal
You're putting money towards the 25,000?
Potentially.
Potentially.
Yeah, I think they want to see.
So they
the-
didn't talk a dollar amount percent, nothing.
The
Just
biggest thing-
Potentially, we may put some money. towards it.
Depending on how many counties sign up and where we're at.
When
the
will we-
biggest thing to get ISAC doing, but
That's the deadline for,
we need to do it.
it's November 6th, so they're gonna be on this pretty fast.
So we'll have to give them the money,
But
but
if ISAC could get doing all the talking to all the counties,
Right.
to get them all involved. Because this is about home rule, is what it is. I mean, it flat out, I mean, you sat there and listened to the attorneys talk before they even brought that up. I mean, my mind's all over what we discussed, you know, not so much that any of us were ever against pipelines, so to speak. You know, because that to me is the farmer's prerogative. It's not my prerogative to tell him what can or can't be on his land. However, if they can start to eminent domain, where does that end?
And for what?
I mean, so that's my biggest, I'm sure it was all of ours, because that's what we discussed. I should say I'm sure, but I believe it was all of ours, because we discussed that, you know, our biggest fear was, does this mean people with the wind turbines or anything else? I mean, now there's some different rules. If what I got told about the Senate's reason to be, those that were against the eminent domain bill, that the House pushed over there, if that's accurate, that may actually give the pipelines a different avenue than like the wind turbines would, so that might be a different deal. However, who knows? I mean, once a precedent's established, how do you twist that? Depends on how good your lawyer is, right? So there you go.
Yeah, that's why I mean, 99 counties may not get involved, because they're not as involved in this as
Pipelines
Crawford
aren't
County.
affecting all 99 counties.
it will at some point in time though.
Yeah,
It could.
And they'll cross that bridge probably when it comes to it, right?
Might be too late.
that's why, I mean, we're pretty much,
Well, it's too late now.
we're in deep in it right now, that's why we owe it to ourselves at this board and
Too late.
the taxpayers to And we won't have to stomach the whole 25,000. I feel confident with that. That's my,
Well, and it is advantageous to the other counties that don't have a pipeline to be involved, just for the fact that it's setting a line in the sand of where the rules drawn.
mhm.
That's, I think it's extremely.
I agree with Ty. If we don't stand here, it's just one thing after another. It's just gonna start eroding away.
My big concern, Kyle, great point, is they were, when they weren't having success at the state level, then all of a sudden we started hearing about where they were wanting to make a permitting deal at the federal. And it was like it sounded to us like a large, $500,000 permit or whatever the hell it was, 50, I don't remember, 50 or 500, it was a large number.
That was 5 million.
5 million, maybe that's what it was, $5 million, but when you're considering the project that's in the billions, that's,
Peanuts.
I mean, that's a lot of money to us on this board, but that may not be a lot of money, but when you consider you could be making billions a year profit. I don't know, but do we want to risk that? Right?
Every level you get away from local, the easier it gets.
Well, easier it is to turn your back on the people that you're supposed to be representing, right?
That's why they start at state level and then they try to get to the federal level. If they start at a local level, it's like harder.
And it just kind of makes, I guess, your think a little bit is that when we have been told is that pipelines are regulated by the feds. Feds regulate pipelines.
Safety.
Exactly. And so from a local control level, they could say, you don't have any local control over this issue because we regulate it. It's right here in the law. You guys don't have any, you can cry or scream all local control you want to. It's about a pipeline. Pipelines are done at the federal level, not at the local level. So, sometimes you wonder, do you go, what's gonna be the use? What's the purpose other than, to promote no eminent domain on agricultural land for pipelines. I'm 100% in favor of that. But, that's the avenue that we're going. But it just makes you wonder, geez, do you have any leg to stand on? Or are we just, crying wolf?
I
When it
definitely.
really ain't gonna matter.
The only way
I don't
we
know.
have to stand on, because once it's built, then
I understand.
then the feds are
Right.
the only ones that can control it.
Right.
I think, here's what, when I was in that meeting, here's what I was kind of hearing.
Because to me, safety and control and eminent domain are two separate issues,
Correct.
to me.
They should be.
Right.
Yeah, well, kinda. Safety and control and eminent domain, to me, if they can use eminent domain, it eludes our job as supervisors for this county is to protect and preserve. Anybody argue that?
No.
So safety kind of comes under our thing, so them being able to basically make eminent domain and disregard any ordinance that we may put in place. Now, are we protecting and preserving up to our potential, or is the federal government taking that away from us? And then you have I know the book you passed out, clearly illustrates that the best control is local control. Even if you want to call it control, local representation and control through that of the statutes that govern safety and stuff in your communities, because every community is a little different. You can't compare our soils to the soils over in Central Iowa.
Well, it doesn't seem like, so from the federal government standpoint, is that your safety issue, you as the local governing board protect safety after we put this pipeline in, because we control the pipeline. You don't. So you can't say that we're making our county safe by not putting in a pipeline, because you don't control that. We do. So after it's in, now you protect it.
Now we can protect the mess.
Protect and make it safe. To me, that's what they're saying. So you can't use the argument about safety and protection of my local citizens because we control the pipeline and we're telling you it's coming. So after it's in, then you can protect your citizens of your county.
I don't like it.
I don't either. I'm just saying that that's what it seems like.
Well,
And
what,
that's,
you
and that's what
know,
this, and that's what this.
is that it's a
basically this
losing
challenge is
argument,
about.
right, I understand, it just seems like that's a losing,
And when I was sitting in the meeting there.
I try to be a realist, that's all.
Well, I get it. I mean, you're looking at it from the DC perspective. Basically, the echo chamber of.
Trying to understand what they're.
I'm just looking at it, what's the court has already decided,
Well, that's the.
and it's
thing.
still battling, I
That's-
understand,
that's
it.
the
I
way-
understand,
That's the reason that the
I understand,
Supreme Court
right.
is considering
right,
this.
I
Is
understand.
because they were split decisions on the district level. I mean, every level that has had a challenge, it's either been a split decision or there's been challenges to it. So that's why the Supreme Court's considering. So that leaves the option open that maybe you do need the prevailing wisdom of the Supreme Court to settle this once and for all. And so if we argue our point well, to protect home rule, to stop pipelines, but to protect home rule. I mean, nobody said that, nothing's in this is saying, stop building the pipeline. It's just saying, you can't steal, I don't even like, that's not a good word. You can't take the people's property even with a fair market value if they don't choose to sell it.
I think it's a good point to make, and I think it's well worth going after, and I think we should do what we need to do to get our voice heard and, see what happens.
You're right though, Ty, I mean, you have precedent to date in local and district courts and right to fight it all the way to the Supreme Court. It's not decided until,
Till they,
you know, and even the Supreme Court has changed some of its rulings over time. So it's not, I mean, that's one thing about legal and court process is why sometimes attorneys drive you absolutely nuts. Is, you know,
what's the
because,
like at your house on Thanksgiving?
you know, just because that's like, if this is precedent or this has been decided, well, that's why we're gonna fight it, because we think it was decided wrongly. So we
And
can
that's
pick a
right.
fight.
And
So I understand
That's
that,
what we're doing.
understand, that. Yep. I'm in favor of that, yes.
All 99
So it's,
counties.
either way, it's moving forward, ISAC's gonna be involved. They'll reach out. I guess we'll see what the court decides when, I'll go through this brief.
Yeah, because
But yes, I like your devil's advocate approach. Good job, Cecil.
no name calling.
That was the ghost of you. It's like that he did that. All that devil's advocate he'd always throw at you guys. When I was sitting over there watching you guys, I always liked that he did that. Cause it got good discussion going, just like this.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I got a state ECI board Friday. Next week how that goes,
what?
state ECI.
Oh,
Like Gene,
oh, brother. Seems like such a long time ago, but, I had
Sorry.
That's okay.
3-county board meeting for early childhood.
I think we
Iowa.
assigned it.
Probably one of our longest meetings that we've had to date. All formats have changed, names of everything has kind of changed, Print has gotten smaller. For what we do, but nothing's really gonna change this year. This is the overall, we thought that there were gonna be some changes. I would say next year, there's gonna be.
to me, it's mirroring behavioral health.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. By having to change every format and every name of every committee, really, it's just a lot for,
Craig has said in the past, is it for the better? I don't think so.
no. No, more committees being kind of broke up to decide things, mini grants, we have about $18,000 and, got another committee to kind of decide how to spend that because it's so important to keep everything going. I think the only paper here that you guys are gonna want to look at is what Crawford County. Our services that we're doing in Crawford County, put a little asterisk by it. I had it here earlier. Hold on. Oh, I want to organize this. But what Crawford County is doing and what services we're still providing here. I know it's here. I'll pass around the annual report. 70% of families are at or below 125% of the federal poverty level. The demographics are 86% white, 10% Native Hawaiian or other, 31% Hispanic. 43% are single, and 41% are partnered. Uh, Just those stats, Crawford County had $215,236 dollars in community health funds, and SAC had 96,000. So, we really use our services here. But I'll pass this around and you can kind of pick out what you want to look at. You don't want me to read all this to you. But I'm telling you, the change is very noticeable for what's going on in the early childhood department. And I see it just changing and being exactly what's going on in mental health.
So that early childhood, how is that different than the Head Start with West Central Community Action? Are there different ages or
There-
different?
Different demographics, I would say. That board, you also know, has a lot of moving parts to it. This how would I be? School ready childhood, well, that would be Head Start too. Are they doing the same thing? No, I don't ever feel like that. Dave, what do you think? What's the difference?
Say that again.
I guess because West Central Community Action runs the Head Start for the counties that West Central Community Action serves. I'm just curious, this is
This
early
is more,
childhood
this is more help.
versus Head
This is
Start?
more help, more eye smiles and those
Nurse
programs
care
that public
consult,
health.
preschool tuition.
Yeah, they're
So do
different.
these people go into the Head Starts? Or
I-
they go into homes,
They go into homes, yeah, home visits, yes, they do.
like Children's Imagination Station, are they involved in
No.
something like that? No, they don't run child care centers.
Home visitations,
No, they help facilitate through
Yep.
programs, like with tuition and things like
home
that.
visitation, community care, collaboration, professional development. This would be the program that facilitates eye smiles. Let me see if I can name them all off. I always think of eye smiles because the dental
You guys
program,
meet quarterly then, or
we meet monthly.
you do? Okay.
I think it's a little bit different setup too, like Wesco, tell me if I'm wrong, should have been on the board, but they are contracted for Head Start. And they're their own separate entity where ECI is underneath HHS.
West Central Community Action.
West Central Community Action. ECI is under HHS. We have all of our service areas, all of our kind of like behavioral health has their territories, which have their own boards, and then they either subcontract what direction is with our plans to help facilitate these.
So is
different
one more
programs.
federal driven versus state driven?
This is state driven. There's oral health, preschool scholarship, program, performance measures. A lot of preventive is what I would maybe, to make sure that kids are ready. They identify. I think the takeaway, state board meeting, Associates for Early Childhood is not in favor of the redistricting. I think that those are some of the things that they're trying to fight. Projects. Let me see what the total budget is.
We've done some studies in the past, or some basis studies done where it showed that funds that ECI put towards kids 0 to 5, kind of get them ready for school and life and everything, and just help them. Really helped on the back end with kids developing and getting jobs, becoming assets to the community, working, and some things like that versus kids that didn't get it. Criminals are in jail or have problems.
It's preventive.
It's very much.
Preventive.
And the studies prove that
There's a lot of
ounce
studies.
prevention.
on Family steps, preschool scholarships, oral health, childcare and nurse consultant, baby boutique, trying to get, prenatal, things like that. So it was a long meeting, a lot of new information, new formats. Really, it's a lot. So, I'm gonna pass it around. You guys can dissect through it, ask questions. You scared her, Nate. I'll start with you, Ty.
Scary.
So that was pretty much it. Thursday, Mrs. Folk called, my granddaughter is in her government class and, I'm gonna go and let them ask me any questions they want to about county government. So I thought it would be kind of fun, so.
Bring the big gavel with you.
It'll be kind of fun, so. It's, questions, just see what we do here as supervisors. Maybe I'll bring them all and they can come see it, so that's pretty much my week.
I was interested, I had a niece who asked if she could come sit in or go to government class.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I encourage it, encourage him to go to the Denison City Council and see how things go there and come here and go down to the state. See how it all works. Go to DC someday.
I don't think very many people have any idea what the hell we do.
No,
I think they think we show up here on Tuesday, drop the hammer and leave. And that's it. And really all we show up here to do is buy their carriages.
Stellar job at
she
that.
wakes up on Tuesday.
Thumbs up.
Always good to be good at your work.
So it's, will we not have a meeting on the 16th? Is that one of our nets?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, you're right.
We should probably,
Hot dog. Oh, shoot.
what?
I'll be sad about
I
that.
did not see, exit off. Get that out there. And tonight we have a conference board meeting, so, yeah. Greg, in your question of that, and is there any duplication, I don't really see it.
I might change your thoughts, so we won't be here for the meeting for you or afterwards.
I guess I will say, because when Jean mentioned her childhood, I did forget, but we did have a imagination station meeting
5
last
minutes?
Tuesday. And, they are at full capacity and they're at full capacity with teachers, so.
Good.
Oh, wow.
Good.
It
Things
just
are looking
seems to
good.
function. It just seems to.
Just let us know. That's just run up.
What?
For that tour.
Well, no, that'd be excellent.
Yeah,
We
we
don't,
meet that day. We do meet that.
oh yeah, it's the following week.
Right.
Yeah.
Next week's the night.
You're right. I'm a week ahead.
Russian time away.
I am.
Holiday week, skirting up bad.
Yeah,
So
really bad.
real
This
interesting.
year's going by fast enough.
It is. Oh my gosh.
Don't rush it.
It's crazy.
Everything, Gene?
That's
Guy.
I, George, I remembered.
The only thing I had last week was, my eternal meeting. Central Iowa Youthful Detention. But it wasn't, they actually timed it pretty well this time. It wasn't real long, but it's always at least 2 hours. But, probably the most important closed section that you guys are worried about, we're coming to we're very soon to be included with that. And, I'd already informed Terry that they'll be sending us an email. And then Colin will need to go over the information in that, just to make sure, look after our county interests. There's been a settlement arrived at. It'll create a little paperwork for us. A little bit of a drill, so I wanted to, knowing that we've discussed before, do we really need to have these two? So I called Nate to see if Central Iowa is an important tool in his toolbox, and he said yes, especially for the extreme exigent kids. He does really want to be able to have that available, because it gives a better, I don't know if it's a better facility, but it gives him a facility with other capabilities to be able to deal with that. And, so I said I'd share that with the board. And, so when we get down to it, just kind of bear that in mind. So we're getting close to that one that you guys have seen in the newspaper article about, so. As far as all the other details, I'll leave them off so I don't say something that I'm not supposed, I don't do a cumin. Is that what you guys always say? I don't do a cumin.
Full of cumin.
Full of cumin. So, and I have the ability to let too much out, just thinking I'm keeping you informed. Other than that, we, kind of went over some different stuff. Latifa and, in particular Latifa, uh, Bob Thode, Bob's a supervisor, big tall guy, Webster County. Used to be a cop down there, very, very detail oriented fellow. And then Latifa, I think she carries a microscope or a magnifying glass or on her. They've been working on working on the handbook type things and stuff like that. They're on the executive committee. And, they've been going through a lot of different things, and one of the topics of discussion, Central Iowa does a lot of financial contracts, you know, and big one they have is to do the urinalysis states program across the state. And they've been doing them for like, I think that one maybe 15 years, don't hold me to that number, but a long time. But anyway, the question was, is how many times have them been reviewed by our attorney, as far as the one that looks after Central Iowa's interest and their, in turn, all of our county interests. Most of the time, the only thing that changes in them contracts is fee amounts, you know, to keep up with inflation or whatever, and then just numbers things. And Cassie is the one that kind of goes over all that, very sharp young lady. Cassie Ruth, but she keeps an eye on all that stuff and actually goes over them contracts and makes sure that the only thing that's changed are them numbers. So that's comes right from her. So I would say that that's probably being met, but I think they wanted to just go over some of the contracts just to be safe, you know, as things change and rules change, maybe some of them contracts have left us open to things or something. So they just want to, and so I understood that. It didn't cost a little bit, but it made sense. Tony took it personal because it was like he wasn't doing his job because you ain't having that done. Well, I don't think that was their objective here. It was to help look after the details that would affect all of our counties. And it wasn't anything personal on him. You know, he thought he was doing fine because, you know, they go over them. They aren't changed, but laws change. So that could make a difference. And if it don't, great. But if it does, you know, we need to make sure that we're updating them next time. And he worries about losing a contract. We want a bunch of stuff changed, but I don't think that would be the case if it meets the lawyers, you know, scrutiny. I think that, you know, we'd be fine. But if it did, I mean, I think that it'd be minuscule enough to stay and say, yeah, we'll have ours look at it. I mean, that's what we would do if we had a contract. So, I mean, everybody wants to make sure everything's on the up and up. Yep. So we all got bosses to answer to, right? But anyway, that was kind of the big, you know, other than our report, I didn't bring the print up. Most everything else is kind of marching along as norm. Getting all the bills paid down and paying that building down quicker than I thought they were gonna. The new structure. And some of the new things that they had built into that, Kyle, you'll find this interesting, you know, the kids will be, just to be spiteful, they'll try to flush things down the toilets and plug them. Well, when they built this new thing, there's actually a hall around the entire outside of where the kids are. And they can actually access everything, and there's places to where that would get caught in the toilet, right there, accessible. They check it, clean it, move on. So I mean, it doesn't make a mess everywhere. So that it basically, I won't say it kid proofed it because a kid,
Yeah.
no, just like a cat, and there's a place to get
They'll
out.
make a
it's fine.
believer out of you.
But the pretty interesting how some of all that stuff has fit into that new facility. So in any event, other than that, I don't think there was really anything out of order. I mean, I was happy to see that we're finally gonna get some conclusion on that. And points that were made by Hardin County were valid. I think we really wanted to go to court, but they kind of stood their ground on part of it.
No more
Anyway,
closed sessions,
what's that?
no more closed sessions on that issue.
Well,
Do you
I'll
think?
probably be. I'm not gonna say there'll be no more.
Okay, all right,
We should be just about done.
all right.
I mean, cause the stuff's gotta come back from each of the counties. We all gotta do our parts. That comes. it'll-
I had a confirmation email from Tony just to make sure he had all the right contacts, I think, for all the counties.
Okay.
So I'm expecting that in the next day or two, I suppose.
So we'll be on top of that, so. Anyway, been working on the comp tax policy there. That's, something that frustrates me wherever I'm at with this comp time versus PTO versus vacation. Seems like it's a gobbledygook of stuff and I have still, and I didn't get a really good answer. Tony gets comp time. He's the exact, I mean, it's,
Oh.
unless it was in his contract, why is he getting comp time? And,
To get a lot of it?
fair amount.
Bet he does.
But they're trying to reduce what you can carry over for the reason, and I brought this up at every time we talked about it. You can't keep pulling it over. To me, comp time should be zeroed out every June. Otherwise, you're gonna be getting reimbursed at a higher rate than what you earned it at. Because every year, and they give, I'm still, haven't approved a budget lately because they keep giving themselves higher raises and I'm okay. You know, but, not exponentially higher, but higher than what if it's higher than what we give here. I'm probably gonna, unless there's a great validation, I mean, it's hard to employ people here for various reasons, assessor, engineers, availability is the biggest part, but they have trouble, in particular, people that have to watch, and they get a lot of comp because you can't leave the place unsupervised, like you can just lock up the chickens and go home, don't go to the house. But they get a fair amount of comp time. However, those people that do that, they're a little bit hard to get a hold of. As far as hiring goes, so, look, I got us to bed.
Good job.
Anyway, that's, something else that we're still working on.
It's not just the hours, it's the environment that they go into with unruly children and
Right.
knowing how to de-escalate and how to not get into an argument when they're riled up and, so that it takes a certain person too. It's not like you can be serving hamburgers 1 minute and then go in there and be a professional and not make the situation worse.
Oh,
So
exactly right. Exactly right.
that's one thing for sure.
Okay.
Good morning, Ben.
Good
Morning,
morning.
Ed.
So today,
Beautiful day.
yes, it is. Had a good Labor Day weekend too. So,
No,
very nice.
Thank you.
You did their things.
Well, to begin, just got a couple of utility permits that I've come across. First one here, I believe it's first one here for Western Iowa Power Cooperative. They just boring a primary underground on 390th Street between F and G Avenue. Just boring over a service line to a property there. Pretty straightforward. Quick, or NIPCO, they are replacing their overhead, the service lines from the county line all the way to just past L51. And then coming down a mile down to
West from West County line.
right. They go through the center of the sections, and so all they'll really be doing is crossing over the roads overhead,
So not following alongside, but when they get across L51, they'll come down alongside the road. They have an existing line right there right now. They're just replacing the poles and the overhead lines. I guess the structures they have are 60+ years old and just replacing poles.
They need to be replaced.
Yeah, well, I would imagine, get some years on them. Eventually, everything needs to be replaced, so. But not changing alignments of what they have existing. It's pretty simple.
60 then, though.
One snap,
I hope not.
one snap off in the blizzard, but. Never mind,
Did it?
yeah. I picture the,
Yeah,
in section 14 of Willow.
yeah,
Hanging there. They need to be replaced.
but just a couple of permits there, but, construction project, they got all the beams set, they're,
I seen that yesterday.
yes, they're all set, and today, what they're doing is they're getting a survey, shooting the top of the beams. On all the beams on the multiple spots, and we send that off to our designer, to give them their haunch measurements. They'll have to calculate that in-house, with our designer to get those measured. That tells them where their bottom of deck or it needs to be, so they can start framing the deck. So, they can usually turn around those measurements within 24 hours and get a framing deck. So that's the next step. So that'll probably take them 2-3 weeks to frame the deck portion of the bridge, and then hopefully ready for a deck pour at that. So that's where that's at. But, the L51 HMA widening resurfacing project, we did submit check plans, last Friday. I called this morning, made sure all look good there. They are submitted. We're on track for January letting. So. Perfect. Not much else news there until we are actually at a letting. So, but, final plan submittal for that is October. I don't know the date in October, I apologize off the top of my head, but latter part of October. So, and we'll just want to make sure they're pretty well 100% complete plans. Might make some adjustments, but they're pretty well 100% complete plans. Shouldn't have to do much with them at all. So, let's see. The great crew, they're working on 200th Street, an I Avenue intersection up there. They're just got about 4 days there possibly to, just address the snow trap at that intersection. Then they do plan to go over to J Avenue after that, by Doles. They've all been talked to. I know, knocking down crop this time of year, we always kind of make sure to reach out to them and make sure that they're agreeable to it. And if they weren't, we would wait, but, everybody wants it done, wants to get started on it. So we're going to go ahead and proceed. But, they'll be there. That's a pretty good project. They got at least a full mile to do, so they'll be there. Good part of the fall. So.
Might be the most cost effective way to get a profit this year. Have the county knock it down.
Yeah,
That's just, you don't have to buy fuel.
grain prices aren't spectacular by any means. But, bridge crew, they've finished doing some bridge deck patching, so, they moved down to 200th Street to put in a couple large diameter culverts. Just got filling in time. We'll wait for our material to come over for I Avenue that our twin pipe that we're gonna put in there, but hopefully we're still gonna see those here in about a couple of weeks. We gotta make some calls today, kind of make sure that we're kind of on track for that. But so they'll put in a couple large diameter culverts down there by means out there on 200th Street, and hopefully be wrapping that up and be able to move right over to install the one on I Avenue. So that's the intent, but if that's not ready, we do have some beams we can, but we do have some rehab on some bridges up on A Avenue, up on one part of the county there. That is one that we want to get worked on for sure this year. But they can always go in that direction and get some work done there. But roadside. They are going and seeding. Just going and seeding. I'm sure they'll be seeding our last grading project that we just finished up, so they'll get that all seeded up. That should be in real good shape and should have good moisture, so. And getting the roadways mowed up. Like to see the roadways getting mowed with our blade guys trying to get some edges worked or whatnot. If we get that mowed down, might help them a lot with not having that grass clumping and what they're trying to do, where they're cutting down, so. Good to see it getting mowed down, but. Well, gravel roads in general, I talked to the foreman this morning, for the most part, we're gotten ahead on the edge rutting. There's still some on the west part of the county that, there's still some out there, some edge ruts that we're trying to get fixed up, but, we're trying to work that in. The worst of the worst has been addressed and, now it's, trying to work in our general maintenance and just kind of work in fixing some of them areas, as we can. But, I know there's been some, calls on, washboarding lately, but, we've looked at some of them that, we haven't seen a whole lot of terrible roads out there as far as the maintenance of them goes, but we'll continue to address anything that comes across our desk. Paved road, granular shouldering, we're gearing up to do some work on the shoulders of some paved roads. I know we got some edge running coming down the side of the pavements there. They're gearing up to do some of that next week and, just getting them shaped up before harvest, we'll have a lot of equipment going down, don't want them getting their wheels in a deep rut along the base.
Say, Ben, something just jumped into my mind when you mentioned about the gravel roads. Was that, does the public have any access, I guess, does our website allow them to, leave a message with you or, a road in general, just to say, hey, you guys should check out this road and just leave it on the website, it automatically comes to you? Because now, I think they try to go on the website, find our numbers so they can call us, then we relay that to you. It just seemed like maybe it'd be simple if the public had that ability to do that. And I don't know if they do or they don't, or if you even.
I'm not sure if there's a box comment or not. I'd have to take a look. I believe they have our office email address if they want to email, any kind of concerns or whatever. My number should be available on there. Like I said, I know a number of you have received some calls over the last few days on some roads and such. And you have contacted me.
Right.
One in particular, I know it's contacted multiple folks, yet I hadn't received a call from him, so it's
I'm not in favor of it. It just seems like that's how society seems to be going as
Right.
far as faceless communication, that if I could just leave them a note and I didn't need to call anybody or didn't need to disturb anybody, I just soon say, just check out Lloyd Avenue or whatever,
it's not
is
a bad
bumpy
idea.
type of thing.
At our 4 county meeting, Shelby County has that program that I think that allows what you're talking about, but it also tracks where the maintainers have been and they really like it. They said,
Oh,
if they get a call or somebody emails, they can say, well, here's our GPS, and here's what we're tracking.
The public can see that on the
They
Shelby
just
County
covered that
website.
road.
Can the
2
public
days
see that
ago.
on the Shelby County website? Is it updated like that, or it's just information that
It's information
That
that
they
they
have
have at the office.
okay, gotcha.
It's not public to know where those graders are
Right.
going or what they have been, but it's
Okay.
at the office.
But if they ask, they can, well, actually, here's our.
And we have the old school, we have a color book.
Yeah, it's pretty old. But,
Honestly, it's the same method.
Just
You know, guys
eliminate
go
the
out,
color.
Kyle knows, the guys come in, they color where they've been, or they color where they're going for that next day or that day.
Red is Monday, yellow's Tuesday, blue
You
is
know, I mean,
Wednesday.
it's old school, but it saves us money. I mean, those GPSs, they're pretty expensive, and to be yearly toll on them and such like that. I'd rather spend money on better equipment than just GPS.
You think that ever comes standard with our maintainers? No.
There's a system with it, but it's mainly for Caterpillar to kind of see that system, just to see that machine, so we can see like the hours that it's ran in the last,
month or how many idle times that they have on that month and stuff like that. It's a generic basic one that Andy can look at or the mechanics can look at, but we don't have it to where it falls. Yeah.
We've looked into systems, we've taken a peek at what Ogden County has, I don't exactly know what Shelby County has, but Ogden County has that where they can track the location of their motor graders. You can get it as complicated as, whether or not, know if the blade is up or down on them, and, they'll track the fuel mileage. It all comes at a cost, it's,
Shelby County's was
if,
that.
we truly had concern about a roadway with an iceberg bladed, we could find out, I know our system's a bit outdated, but, crude, but, if I need to know when a road has been bladed last, I have that knowledge or that ability to find out. So, it's with an annual subscription to, the ABL is really merited or necessary. We could certainly look into it. I know we have before. It's just the cost of it was just didn't see the benefit to merit that kind of a
And
system.
we have a system in place that, if doing something in the future meant we had to spend additional dollars when we can already have that information. If with our current system, I mean, that's all we need. I mean, like I said, they can just look and see that, hey, we were there 2 days ago. And you can look and find that information, tell exactly where everybody was 2 days ago.
Yeah, like I said, our current system truly is drawing lines on paper, here's where we've been today, but, we can look back at that.
Right, exactly.
It tells me what I need, and, like I said, if we truly have concerns on the road, foremen are aware of them. And, if, we got issues out there that aren't being addressed, they should be coming to me. I am not seeing anything to the random call that we'll get, that washboards here, we address them, but I don't know if we truly need to counteract every time somebody says we haven't been by the place in 30 days, and to disprove every one of them claims per se with evidence, with GPS evidence, but, I mean, I can see a system like that being great for tracking certain things, motor graders, just for that reason, maybe trucks, that's just mainly for our own purposes, cost benefit analysis of, fuel tracking, and yeah, to see where they've been, to be able to address, issues if roads have been bladed or not, we can definitively say, yeah, yes, it has, but, whether or not the cost merits it, we'd have to look into that a little bit more. At that time, we didn't feel that way. So. But, I do know a lot of counties utilize programs like that, and, we can probably look into it for motor graders and trucks, so.
Yeah, we'll focus on that. I never even thought of the trucks. I mean, you could, and we're, looking at maybe doing more of these same stabilizations or higher traffic roads. If we had it in our trucks that we knew could pinpoint which roads are taking more rock or material to maintain, and we could just hit a button every time we're spreading a load of rock on a 7 mile. Equate into data over a number of years, like X Avenue between 320th and 330th, boy, that's taking a lot of material. We need to, we spend more on material than it costs to stabilize it. That, I mean, data like that would be very helpful. What cost does that come at? I don't know, but stuff like that would be kind of interesting.
It would be.
But
I'm sure
what
that's
it's all,
program
I
out
mean, they
there.
can still do it with, they can still do it with a notepad too. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah, if it would be as easy as hitting a button, and I'm sure it can be, but, it all,
like I said,
Right.
I imagine there's some that cost really nice that every time they trip the end gate, it'll probably mark it down.
Yeah, that was just moving,
That
not
was the
moving
theory on
speed.
what automatic counting had. Basically, that's the theory.
You could do it on like 360, just have everybody tell how fast they're going.
See, there's something we don't want, we don't need,
Just
I
saying.
don't need to know where everybody's at.
I said, you won't tell the guys at the program.
I'm not suggesting it, I'm just saying in the world we live in, you can tell where your teenagers are, how fast they're driving and,
Yeah, My teenager shrieked when I said we were gonna put that on.
Yeah.
They did.
I figured out real fast how to, I don't know what they did, but they.
Turn it off.
Turn it off,
Turn the phone off.
Turn it off.
disconnect you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or leave it with somebody and, yeah, there's a whole lot of ways to.
And also besides that question that you started off with, Greg, was Ben and I's number are on the website also. So is Sean and Zach and David's, where all of our phones are on there. They don't have to call us, they can send us a text.
Yeah,
I mean, it could be, like you said, just as simple as, hey, you might wanna check out High Avenue between this road and this road. Okay, you know, cause a lot of times I'll get that or something, and I'll just pass it on to Sean. Well, I'll get something, I'll write a note down, I'll just take a picture and I'll just send it to David. As long as you have it on record that, hey, I did send this to you, well, it wasn't fixed, that's the best we can do.
that works really
So-
good.
Right, thank you for that, yeah.
Yeah, that works real good.
Yeah, I mean, we could look into a comment section, you know, as long as folks can be civil about comments.
Well, there you go.
So,
I was thinking
Yeah,
the
Like
same
the
thing.
old sound off days in the newspaper.
Yeah, well, that, like that on Facebook.
Probably all started out all well and fine. We got,
Yeah, but Facebook's like that. You put one thing up there and it just
Yeah.
leads into a whole, you know, so.
but there's always, there's always one option.
There are always comments that you look right past.
Next thing, before I believe I heard a comment, I apologize, that's kind of a second mention there, but, Iowa DOT annual report, I don't know if I mentioned anything along that, that is due September 15th, it's just a report of, basically our finances from last fiscal year, where equipment, you know, equipment.
So have you filed those before with DOT, or did Paul always do that, or?
That's something Paul did, so
Okay.
it's something I'm doing my first annual report and got thumbing my way through that. It's, we've, about 3/4 of the way through it, but, basically, like I said, it's, just our finances, our expenditures, revenues from last fiscal
So
year.
is this that other second budget? I mean, Paul always said that there's two budgets they have to do, one for the county, one for DOT. And this is that DOT budget, or is this something
This is
different
separate
on
from budget.
separate from that? Okay,
This is, you know, kind of follows along with the budget, but this is tracking how you know, how closely your budget is to what you
okay.
did last year.
Actual expenses.
Audit?
Got it, yeah. It's just a report, they wanna know, you know, what projects you did, you know, was it maintenance, construction, was it local, you know, using local, money, FM funds, data collection, and it's what I understand.
So anticipated expenses versus actual.
Equipment purchases versus sales, you know,
Okay. Cool.
yeah, things of that nature. So, but I'll certainly get a copy to all of you when we do have it completed, and like I said, it'll be right there what last year's projects and finances look like, so, which I'm sure you're already aware of. So, but yeah, that's okay. That's really all I got. Friday, September 5th, Hunger Canyons, I'll go to a meeting, the Hunger Canyons meeting, a day on tour. I don't know if that was mentioned to any of you as well, or. I didn't know if Paul's reached out or if that was kind of.
Who's the rep? Who's, are you?
You know, I wouldn't even know what it was, to be honest with you.
Part.
I said I wasn't even know what it was. Friday, September 5th, this Friday?
Yes.
Where's that at?
Gavin's Point, Dan.
Gavin's Point Dam tour, and then,
Oh, okay.
and
Okay,
maybe
yeah.
that was due to the limited capacities or whatnot, reaching out to the engineers at first. I'm not sure, but, you know, so I can reach out to Paul if any of you are interested, so, and, go on to. It'd be a neat tour.
Right, that was the Gavin's Point. I am aware of that, yeah. I'm not guilty. I'm not attending, but I was aware of that, yes. Yeah, they should have asked if anybody else wanted to go.
I have a state ECI board that day, so I won't be able to go.
That's all I have.
All right, thanks, Ben, thanks, Tim.
Thanks, man. Good work.
Move on to Ryan's quote for his mini split.
Yeah, I think I explained it a little bit last week. It's, originally the mini split was to serve a server room, in the IT office. Those servers have since been, put into the basement where the other servers are available. So it's a chill box in there basically. So this will allow for cooling and heating in, Brian's office, in the IT department.
Did they ever find out how that room used to be heated?
I don't know that. I don't know.
Probably, maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, I don't know. There's
Maybe just a
venting in
space heater,
there.
maybe
Yeah, I
just-
don't know. I don't know, but,
This,
I don't know if it ever was cool.
so the
I
one
think just
thousand $930 is basically for installation,
because it's just a swap.
labor, materials and installation, so not the actual unit. They're giving us credit, or
Swapping it.
yep.
Which
So
I
the
think
unit's not gonna cost us.
No, the new unit won't cost us anymore. It's
Just labor.
this
You
labor.
don't want to be too hot, too cold, so
No,
Turn it into
exactly.
an office, we should be able to heat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, especially with all the
Not
equipment he's got
demanding
in
at
there
all.
too.
I move to approve the quote for the mini split for Ryan's
I will-
office.
I will second
I have a
that.
motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Iowa Municipalities Workers' Compensation Association official ballot. That was in our packet.
Yeah,
You vote for three and there's three on there.
yes, and there's also 3 write-in lines.
Well,
So, yeah, it's the Board of Trustees for IMWCA,
Only one I know is Katie Flint.
right?
You're
I
on.
don't know the other one.
I'm
You're-
also
you're
on that
it.
board, but I'm not up for reelection.
Are all three of those currently on the board?
Yes,
And
they
They all do a
are.
good job.
Mhm.
come to the meetings and participate.
Yeah, yep,
Do we just need a motion to, elect the three that are currently serving?
yeah,
on the board?
however you would like, if you're only wanting to
Approve
give
the
a
ballot
vote for
with the
one,
three printed names?
Yep, I would make a motion to do that.
Do all three?
all 3,
Well, and Terry has a recommendation that they're all good members, so.
yeah.
They're active, they go to the meetings, participate. What else?
I'll think of that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Unless Kyle, you wanted us to write you in.
Got it. Appreciate the confidence in the LG.
I don't know if I would have seconded that.
All right, all in favor, say aye.
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 Chair votes aye.
You didn't want to be written in, did you?
Got it?
Got it?
Okay, maintenance agreement for courthouse generator. That was in our
Packet
packet.
two.
That was.
Is that a continuation of our current?
It is, and if I remember right, the, fees are not changing from what our current contract is.
And how long did that contract go, I guess?
This is
Just an annual
for,
contract or?
for a year.
I remember doing it last year, don't. Who would have written that contract up? Colin, did Colin write that up?
No, Cummins did,
Cummins did,
yeah.
has he looked at it?
No, no, it's, no.
This is pretty standard maintenance.
Yeah, it's maintenance. We get full service in January, and then an inspection in July of 26. They sample the oil at the full service. And then offer, if there's a problem that they find in that inspection, then,
Or is that you?
no, that's you, probably.
Well, I think it's a wise investment.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So it's the
That's the.
generator here, and it's the one down by the jail. Yeah,
Well, make-
well, I
They're
guess, are there two
separate.
separate lines? I'm sorry, yeah.
So I'll make a motion for the maintenance agreement for the courthouse generator. I think that one was totaling about 1,600 and some dollars, 1,662.
1562, 62.
Second.
I have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
All right,
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Not much use to have a generator, they all run when we need.
That's for sure. Now maintenance agreement for jail generator.
Same thing, this one's just a little bit cheaper. By about $400, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I make a motion, we enter into the agreement for the
Motion by Todd,
jail
I'll second that.
generator.
second by
How much was
Gene.
the dollar amount?
1246.99.
1246.
Very close.
Sum of 1246.99. Amen.
Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Chair votes aye.
Apologize, I just remember seeing a 7 and a 4.
You're all right.
On there. Some change. Didn't know it was that much change.
So that was Ty and Jean, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Should catch it up.
Place to stamp, so I'm stamping inside the second page. And there's a spot for you to sign.
Okay, my fault.
Both right above where I stamped. Yeah.
Are up to new hire custodian staff. And we have Amy in here to clarify a few things. So I'd asked Amy this morning, she was gonna talk to Chelsea about how workman comp vacation time, how that worked with moving from one entity within the county to the other, so.
So Chelsea got back to me right away and, she said that, I had told her that we've only had this one other time since I've been here. And it just so happened to be someone going from the courthouse to the assessor. So it is a different entity, just like the landfill going to courthouse. And she said precedence has been set and we might want to just stick with how we did it before. And always, if it benefits the employee, that always is better. So she said she would definitely, do exactly what we did before.
Which is.
So pay out the comp because
Okay,
he earned the comp out the landfill. But then, assume his longevity, basically. So, he would keep his vacation, keep his sick leave, keep that original hire date. So all vacation, all of that going forward would be accrued on, saying that he's been here for 13 years instead of having to start all over. And then the landfill isn't paying anything out. It's just moving over to the courthouse and.
Outside of comp.
You say the landfill isn't paying anything out.
Right. So if he were to terminate the landfill, start somewhere else, you would have to pay out the vacation.
I see.
So, and that's why it's up to the new department head if they want to assume that liability, because he earned that at the old department. But,
Still under the county umbrella.
right, I mean, it's kind of like saying he's been here for 13 years, but he's only getting 1 week of vacation because he just started a new position,
So is the comp time paid out by the landfill?
Yeah, and he's only got 1 hour, so, yeah.
yeah, minimum.
But yeah, any comp time will be paid out. And he could use it, I don't know, but if he has anything, that would be paid out, but then basically we would just take. Whatever balances he has for vacation, sick leave, and switch that
Okay.
to the custodian, if that's what you guys wanna do.
Well, that's the precedent.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I think that's what we should probably do.
So there's really not a right or wrong way, just whatever
No.
we've done in the past, do the same
Right,
thing,
and-
and treat everybody the
Be
same.
consistent.
Yeah, and I think I guess the thinking before was, no matter what, he's still been an employee for the courthouse.
Okay.
Really, what difference does he make if he's over here or over here,
I agree.
so,
He was very, very excited to get started.
yeah.
I came in, talked to you.
I agree. So is that a motion?
I'll entertain a motion. You
Keep it the same, do as we've done, and keep it.
approve the hire and.
Do we need to appoint the individual?
We name it a name?
And
On
Yeah, I
here,
think-
yes.
And is that part of it? Your name?
They-
Yeah, he's John.
I mean, in rate of pay,
Yeah, I'm saying. If water.
What's that?
rate of pay should be in the motion, so if it's 40,
Pam 640, or 2640 was.
640.
Pam's
Per hour.
and his title,
Head custodian.
head custodian, okay.
Chief custodian, I like that.
Payout is 1 hour of comp time and continue with his baskets the way that they've been as an employee for the county. Wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, and I did tell him that the only, one of the differences is at the landfill, they get like a floating holiday for their birthday, which they don't get.
They don't get.
But he's super excited that he gets a day after, Thanksgiving, and he won't have to work that many weekends, if any.
Okay, there we
So
go.
he's super excited.
And he can partake on birthday celebrating that are here at the.
Right.
courthouse.
And
The
instead of,
food bonanza that happens.
but you know, me and birthdays.
I know,
Something to think
I
about.
do know, so there's a big advantage to being here every day, but then there's a big mess to clean up afterwards, so.
Do we have a second?
Oh,
Second.
Got that,
Wait
Terry?
for it to be done with the motion.
It was a lot.
I know, I probably wasn't supposed to document that whole thing.
Sometimes they're short, sometimes they're.
I
long.
know, exactly. It's life in the fast lane.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I-
All right,
Chair votes aye.
so I see in the, on our agenda that the resignation of assistant custodian, so are you guys continuing to, what's the plan, I guess?
We will have to put an ad in the paper again.
If we want to go that route.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what the board wants to do.
You know
Oh,
what,
that was a
almost-
question.
What are we legally obligated to do?
I think it's on the website if you wanted that off for now.
Right.
That was another question. Sure.
I don't know if we want to give our new
We're
hire.
exhausted our resources on the level of applications that we have.
Right.
But we did get one in on Friday.
We don't,
So I don't know if you saw
Oh, you
that.
did?
Yeah, I put it in
And
the
that's why
packet
we-
with all of them.
Okay, that's why we, wasn't sure if it was just come down off the website or not, because someone did come in.
And I don't know if you guys would rather give him a month or two to get his feet wet and then bring somebody
Oh,
on.
Absolutely, you
I
know,
would say that.
And
Get started.
If we want to talk
We
about
might-
contract hire or
Right.
that, or see
exactly,
how it's going.
yeah.
That sounds like a good plan.
Will be, is this guy starting at all when, when's his first day?
The 15th,
The 15th.
and Dave's last day is the 12th.
Okay, so he'll be here by himself without any training or,
Oh, so that's why Terry was gonna clean the bathroom. Sorry.
That's why I was gonna give you the assignment to clean the bathroom.
I'm
Yeah, so he wasn't sure if someone was gonna meet him up here to talk about what he's supposed to be doing, or, you
I
know,
don't
he
know.
wasn't sure.
Well, we
So-
have, you know,
You
the,
guys-
do we have anything written
We
down
have-
or
we do.
anything?
No, well, we have Pam
Job
submitted
description.
what she did during a certain week.
Is that just,
Maybe in
just what,
August?
just what she did or?
Yeah,
what her
it
candidate
is,
did?
nope, it's just
Do you
what she
think she would
did.
come back in and kind of show him?
I don't know, I don't know if she can legally and receive
Or off,
hours.
no, but off the clock.
I don't know
She
that
can't
that's
come in
legal for
here.
her to do that.
Yeah, because she's.
It might hinder her
IFRS. She
IFRS.
can't
don't
do
pay her.
I don't
No,
wanna
it
mess
might
up her
hinder her IFRS. You don't wanna mess with
Yeah,
her
I know,
IFRS.
no.
So could you write them down and email them to our new guy so he can have them prior to coming?
Maybe one of us want to meet with you. I can do it. I don't care unless you would rather on Monday. that
Right,
Monday,
I mean, I can be part of that meeting if
and
you
just walk
want
them
me
around.
to.
He doesn't even
We
know
can
what
do the
keys go to what
basics.
room.
Well, and I think.
I don't
we need to-
either, I have two
Okay.
big clumps of keys, so we'll, do
Okay.
some,
And the courthouse will need to be
Researching.
open that morning.
oh, yeah, that's a great idea.
So, yeah,
What's that morning?
Monday the
The-
15th.
because one of the custodians is here at 7:30 to open the courthouse, so
I'm
no one will
pretty
be
sure
here.
it's 7, actually.
Oh, 7, yeah,
Yeah,
so,
okay. I have to think about that,
So we just have to meet him first thing in the morning.
very first.
early.
He doesn't have a key to get in the courthouse.
No.
Nope.
And I don't, I can come up unless, Gene, you have the white glove.
I mean, I live here, Dave, but I can.
You want me to square that away a little bit, that list?
I mean, I could come
I'll
up here.
type something up.
You wanna, you
When I'm in
wanna
town, nowhere's easy for you to drive all that way.
just be in touch with Craig and Craig will meet you.
Okay,
If you think.
That's Monday the 15th.
yeah,
Okay, who's the guy on my PT, I guess, been doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
oh, okay.
Oh, I got over.
We'll come after your come after your PT then.
Well, will you be here?
Yeah, I'll-
The PT
I'll-
didn't start till 7:30, so I could be here at 7 and just leave
I'd
for
like
them.
That's up to you if that works out.
We'll work.
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. Cowboys.
Last agenda item, Crawford County 509A filing.
Find it. I just buried it in this other stuff. So the 509A filing is,
Oh, yeah.
it has to deal with our actuarial report. I think Amy prepared it, yeah.
It's like a one-time $100 fee or something like that.
Yeah. It's our certificate of statement of the healthcare plan for Crawford County. Keeps us, in line with all the requirements, what we've spent. Yeah, it's a lot of stuff, sorry. But I thought the best way would be to have it approved through the board. I don't know if we've done it this way before, but
Don't remember.
it makes the most sense to me.
Is the 509A filing with the state of Iowa?
That was a good question. Iowa Division, yeah, compliance of Iowa Insurance Division,
Okay.
Make sure the money's still there.
yeah.
And that's a self-audit, it's kind of,
It's some reports. Amy fills out, it's the beginning date and ending date of our plan year, which ended June 30th of 25, so it was our last fiscal year. And that our plan complies with applicable state and federal laws. Mandated benefits are part of our design. We also have a report from EBS. They are our third party.
They collect and then give you back.
Yeah, they're the ones that we pay for the buy down of our deductible through Wellmark, because our Wellmark deductible is higher, but we pay for a buy down on the deductible for our.
They get a
employees.
small percentage.
Yep, they get a percentage of that and pay our claims or help pay our claims and stuff. Yep. Sorry, it's
yeah, I read
complicated.
through it,
but-
yeah. It's good to have an audit on that. So
Oh, yeah,
at the end of the day,
definitely.
we don't find out that really there's no money in there.
Definitely. And I meant to, and I don't know, maybe I put it in last week's. I thought I put the fund balance for the end of July. And, cause I wanted you to see what our self-insurance fund, that 8,500 fund was sitting at. And it's staying right at, I feel like it's $493,000 is our balance in there. And even after paying July stuff. And it's staying right at that 400, yeah.
Well, I will move that we approve Crawford County's 509A filing with the Iowa Insurance Division.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion?
Thank you.
Hearing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Sure, it's fine.
Yep.
Citizens input. We have nobody in the room. Anybody on Zoom? Terry, you got anything for us?
My grandbaby's gonna be born today, so
Congratulations.
I'm very
What?
excited about that, and I may or may not be accessible to y'all.
Oh my gosh,
At
do we
some
know if we're
point.
having a boy?
Very
We are
good.
having a boy.
We're having
Yeah.
a boy?
And name?
That is the surprise of it. all.
They usually
Yeah, I
are.
don't know.
So is that,
That's Clayton and Mackenzie,
okay, I didn't,
our oldest son.
I hadn't seen,
Yep, they checked into the hospital this morning on a scheduled start, on
are they in
a,
Carroll then?
they're in Carroll, yeah.
That is
Yeah,
so exciting.
exciting.
You know, you always wonder if these
They may
crazy
name them
grandparents.
after grandma and grandpa.
Yeah, yeah.
That's scary, isn't
One
it?
of us.
It's scary.
I wouldn't wish
Sure,
that
I'm
on
sure that's a
anyone.
possibility.
Well, congratulations,
Thank
you
you.
are.
exciting.
Very
It
exciting.
is really
Very
fun.
exciting time.
Sorry. no
You
more
should have
for
had
me,
the
but-
grandkids first.
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't you agree? They're a lot more- Getting us at home. Cool. I'll look forward to seeing some pictures on your Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah.
My
that-
niece serves, niece-in-law, she works at the Navy place.
oh, okay,
Oh,
awesome.
So if there's a Broderson, there's a Broderson over there.
Oh, okay,
Andy's daughter.
oh, okay, yep,
Her-
cool.
Very exciting.
Yeah, it is.
good news.
Yes.
Whole thing. Okay.
Oh, okay.
She's very sweet. Sweet gal.
One move we adjourn.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor, say aye.
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 Chair votes aye. We are adjourned. 10:25. Look
But
at
what
that.
time, do they have any estimated time of arrival? Just, yeah, I know how long it takes, but if I were you, I'd be there, right?
In God's hands, you know.
Yeah, I know,
well.
When they start them, that's especially, yeah.
Yeah.
So what time do you plan on going over, Grandma?
Oh, not until I get a call, and then, yep.
I used to always go over and kind of hang out.
I need to let them have their privacy, so.
It's not like,
A lot of things I don't
Craig
need to
and
be
I,
part of.
Terry go through.
I guess it's, I'll tell you what,
It's not my daughter, so
right,
it's.
right, I was thinking,
you know,
I think
I'll just
now
keep-
that
I'm
I
gonna
think
keep
about
this
it,
whole active in my
but I
desk.
was there, Anthony's
Yeah.
children were born in
place one.
the kitchen,
Oh,
Till the end of the year.
and I was invited to that.
were you? Oh,
But I didn't quite make it. We were on our way, cause it went a little faster than we thought. I kind of, yeah. Yeah,
yeah.
but that is all the craziness.
I know. So
All right, I'm gonna
exciting
talk
to
about
get